Coordinated, episode 228, AP Precalculus. It all adds up.
Greetings, AP coordinators. Derek Cometa here, Senior Director, AP Coordinator Experience for the AP program and former AP Coordinator.
And I'm Carly Suge, School Counselor and AP Coordinator.
Thanks for joining us. This conversation is going to add up perfectly. It's a force multiplier. It's going to equal anything you've ever heard on a podcast. That might be an exaggeration. However, this is still the place to be to hear all the latest and greatest in the world of AP coordinators.
Enough of the eye-rolling math terminology, Derek. Let's get to it. It's time to get coordinated.
Good morning, Carly.
Good morning, Derek. And
yes, good morning, Anya. That's right, everyone. We have a very special guest today, Anya Pierce, and she is coming to us from
Evanston Township High School in Evanston, Illinois, just north of Chicago, home of the Wildkits.
Okay, wait. We need to pause right there. What's a quote-unquote wild kid? I grew up in California. I don't think we have those out here.
So Willie the Wildkits, often considered the younger sibling of Northwestern University's Willie the Wildcat. And since we live in Evanston, where Northwestern is located, we're the Wildkits.
Wildkits, not Wildcats. I got it. Oh my gosh. Learn something new on the podcast every day. And Carly, I think you have a few. I know you were prepping for this. I think you have a few questions to learn more about Anya, of course, and her amazing school and AP Precalculus. Ready to take it away?
I'm ready. I'm definitely ready. Hey, Anya, nice to formally meet you. Always good to connect with fellow AP coordinators.
Yeah, I agree. It's nice to meet you too.
So let's get to know you first. Has the Chicago area always been home for you? Were you born and raised in the area?
No, I was actually born and raised in Iowa City, Iowa. I actually went to the University of Iowa there, and then I moved to Evanston in 2005, and I've been here ever since.
Okay, so how did you decide on a career in education? Did you have educators in your family like I did?
Actually, no, I don't have educators in my family. My husband is a teacher. I started out in social work and had a variety of jobs around Chicago, and it just drew me toward a career in school counseling first, actually. And then school counseling brought me to test coordinating.
So is that your role at your school other than being the AP coordinator?
So I'm the AP coordinator, but my formal title is test coordinator. So I coordinate all of the testing for our students, make sure that they get all of their accommodations, all of our students who need to take the SAT, the PSAT, AP, all of it.
Wow. So how long have you been the AP coordinator?
This is my 9th year that I'm wrapping up.
Wow. And if you don't mind sharing, how did you become the AP coordinator?
So I mentioned I went to school for school counseling. So I actually started out as a school counselor down in Chicago in a charter school. After about 5 or so years, I ended up having my eye on Evanston Township High School. I knew I really wanted to be at this school. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a school counselor or what. I got my foot in the door with this school with the test coordinator position. But 9 years later, I'm still loving it and enjoying it. So here I am.
Well, that's a fantastic story, and we're lucky to have you. So, all right, let's learn a little bit more about Evanston Township High School. How would you describe your school?
It's large. It's the size of it is huge. The student body is huge. We have just about 3,500 students. It's a really diverse school. We border the north side of Chicago, so we kind of have all the best parts of living near the lake and being near Chicago, and all the interesting students and families in the community that comes with it.
And as far as your AP program, can you tell us about how many AP students you have and how many AP courses you offer? Approximately. You don't have to look up the exact numbers. This is not a math class.
So right now we offer 30 AP courses. So this year we had about almost 1,400 students taking about 2,800 exams.
So, speaking of math, let's talk about AP Precalculus for a minute. Derek arranged for us to chat because you were scheduled to host the largest number of AP Precalculus exams for a single school in the world. I don't know if you knew that. So, how many students did you end up testing?
Yeah, it was big. We had over 420 students who took the AP Precalculus exam this year. That was about 79% of what we expected, which was a pretty great turnout considering it was our first year. And students are actually not required to take their AP exams, but they're strongly encouraged. So we thought that was a really great, strong start, and we're expecting it to only grow from here.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like it. So, that is a huge number. How did the day go?
It was busy. It was a lot of moving parts. It required a lot of proctors, a lot of flexibility, but we pulled it together. I think we had about 43 proctors just for that exam alone in classrooms all over the building. So it's a normal school day for us. So we have to find every nook and cranny that we can to test our students. We have to use all of the proctors that we can possibly find. And it's a lot. It was an afternoon exam this year. So that morning, we also had about 280 students taking the Calculus AB and Calculus BC exams. So there was a lot of overlap with students testing in the morning. Some students have to test with 50% extended time. So that goes into the afternoon. We have a big transition in the middle of the day with the large quantity of test materials coming in. So it was definitely my most hectic and kind of exciting test coordinating day that I've had. But I would say it felt really successful. By the end, we were so relieved and pretty excited.
I'm sure it sounds like it. And Anya, there's so many people listening that can completely relate to what you just talked about. So, out of my own curiosity, what grade were most of your AP Precalculus students in?
So, most of our students who take AP Precalculus are juniors. The way we do it at ETHS is most students in ninth grade are going to take geometry. Then their 10th year, they'll take Algebra 2. By their junior year, they're either taking AP Precalculus or a data science class. And then that data science class would guide them over to AP Stats, whereas the AP Precalculus would guide them their senior year into an AB Calculus or BC Calculus. So we have a couple paths, but that's kind of traditional for most of our students to go one or the other.
That sounds so great. And what a great plan and such great support for your students.
Carly, I actually really need to shout out all our amazing AP Precalculus teachers because we have 12 of them. That's about a third of our math department. So we have a lot.
I love it. That is incredible. Amazing job by all of your AP Precalculus teachers in their first year with the course. And I'll take it one step further and shout out all AP Precalculus teachers everywhere. You made it happen. Thank you so much. AP Precalculus was the largest new launch of a course and exam ever in the history of AP. So, way to go, everyone.
That's amazing. I'm excited we could be part of it. So we're looking forward to it next year, just keeping it going.
Well, Anya, thank you so much. It's been so great meeting you and hearing more about you and your school.
Same. Thank you. This is really fun. So thanks for having me.
One last question. What would you say to a school that's thinking about adding AP Precalculus in the future?
I would say make sure that you have all the buy-in and support that you're going to need from your administrators. Lots of communication to your students and their parents about your hope and your expectations that they'll take the exam at the end of that course, because it really is important to make sure that's part of the whole experience. And the more you communicate that to your students and help prepare them, the better success you're going to have and the better your attendance is going to be at the end. But most of all, yeah, we had to get lots of support from our administrators because this was such a big undertaking. And anything that's new is just going to take a little bit extra communication and a little bit extra support.
That's incredible advice. Thanks again, Anya. Thanks to all the amazing Wildkits at Evanston Township High School. And Derek, can you wrap this up with our podcast episode call to action?
Absolutely. Thanks again to AP Coordinator Anya Pierce. Carly, thanks to you as well. And AP coordinators, please consider sharing this episode with your AP Precalculus teachers and math department chairs and your school and district administrators. Share it to say thank you for a job well done, and share it to encourage even more participation in AP Precalculus. It was an outstanding first year, but there's still more room on the AP Precalculus train. Jump on board. There's plenty of room to get coordinated. AP coordinators, thanks again for joining us. We'll be back again next week to talk about what one school is doing to highlight students in AP Capstone. This is a great story, a great idea that you can implement at your school. We can't wait to talk about it.
And as always, for all our support of AP students, yep, our support, AP coordinators, we are truly good as gold.
And maybe I just don't know. I'll say it over and over and over again till I believe it's so. I'm good as gold.
AP coordinators, despite your best intentions, did you miss out on the AP Coordinator Back to School Workshop?
Fear not. The Back to School Workshop is now available on YouTube.
That's right. And we have 2 on-demand videos available. One for new AP coordinators and one for those with a little more experience.
Or watch them both.
Great idea. Check out the show notes for a link to the videos.
Or you can go to collegeboard.org/AP Coordinator Experience. That's collegeboard.org/AP Coordinator Experience.
Get your popcorn ready. This is one more summer blockbuster you won't want to miss.